Road to War. James Madison was not a general of war. He was a quiet man and a scholar who had helped write the Constitution and the Bill of Rights. He tried to keep the United States out of war, but it was not to be. We'll be discussing the events that led to war between the U.S. and Britain. There were thousands of settlers that had moved into the Northwest Territory by this time, and they didn't pay attention to the rules made between the United States and Indians in the area. They were killing the animals Indians needed for food. Settlers and Indians fought much, spreading over a large area and killing innocent people. In 1791, the Miamis of Ohio united with other Indian groups and drove out the white settlers. But a few years later, Washington sent an army into Miami territory. Then in 1795, the leaders of the Miamis and the other nations signed the Treaty of Greenville. This made them give up the land of Ohio in exchange for a large sum of money. Tecumseh and the Prophet were two Shawnee leaders who didn't want settlers taking more land. They said that whites were corrupting Native American ways of life. They united a large league of some Native American nations against the settlers. William Henry Harrison, a governor of Indian Territory, even admitted that Tecumseh was a genius. In the Battle of Tippecanoe, the Prophet led a surprise attack on the settlers. Neither side clearly won, but the whites considered it a major victory. This fighting only caused relations with Britain to get worse, as the British were supplying weapons to the Native Americans. Also, they disagreed over trade. In 1810, the Americans ceased all trade with British and traded only with France instead. There were members of Congress from the South and West called war hawks that wanted war with Britain. They felt like Britain was still treating the U.S. as a colony and wanted to fight to defend their rights. Henry Clay was one of the most prominent war hawks. He wanted revenge for seizing American ships and to conquer land. Plus, the British were supplying the Native Americans with weapons. There was a brief battle in 1811 near New York when a British and an American ship fought. 32 British were dead or wounded. This only provided one more reason for the war hawks to ask for war. One argument against war was that Americans would not want to pay taxes to support it, but finally in June of 1812, Congress voted to declare war on Britain.